Hello guys, welcome back to another coaching video. Today we're doing the second of 4 sessions with the Darius player. If you didn't catch the first video, there'll be a little card at the top of the screen, but also you'll be able to find a link to that video in the description. So yeah, this client has purchased the premium package, so they get 4 sessions for the price of 3 over 4 weeks. So we're going to look to grow and develop on what we learned in the previous session, and we're going to look to do that each week moving forwards. As always, if you like the style of coaching that you see in these videos, take a look down in the description. You'll see a link to my Fiverr page. There you'll be able to see the 3 bundles that I have available. There is the basic package, which is just a simple VOD review. Then there is the standard package, which is one of these sessions that you'll see uploaded to my YouTube channel. And then there's the premium package, which, like I've just mentioned, you'll get 1 session a week over 4 weeks, and you'll get the 4 sessions for the price of 3 standard sessions for buying it as a bundle. So yes, let's get this guy in the call, and we'll talk a little bit about how he thinks it's been going. We've got his OPGG here, and one thing that I've noticed is that this guy is really putting the practice in. Like, there's just games upon games upon games upon games. So that's always a very, very promising sign. So yeah, let's give him a call and see what we can chat about. Hello?
Yo,
Hiya, you alright?
not too bad yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you.
Good.
Alright, so first off, I've just been looking at your OPGG.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that stuck out to me most is just that you've played a lot of games, which is really good. It's evident that you're putting the practice
Yeah,
in, like the time in.
I've tried. They've not been. Some of them have been pretty easy. In the sense that once I figured out that I'm going to win the lane quite easily, but others have been a bit. I'd say swingier, and that's
Yeah,
probably not really to do with just me in the lane. It's probably been to do with other external factors, which I'm probably being a bit blind to at the moment. But
yeah,
yeah,
I think that's
I've
fair.
tried to play as much as possible.
Awesome. And you're still playing like really aggressive in lane, looking to punish people for when they walk up for CS and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice one. I can see in your most recent game, you actually, in quite a long game as well, you ended up with 8 CS per minute, which is quite high compared to what we were looking at before. The one before 7.4. So that looks a lot better as well.
Yeah, I think I was just being selfish, just getting whatever I could from every lane,
Okay.
trying not to join in dumb fights, and when there was just gold available on the map.
Cool. So when you talk about external factors, I'm assuming you're talking about like the junglers and stuff like that.
Um, yeah. So I think I mentioned this last time when it was we were just getting. I was just getting kind of in early 2v1s, which was
Yeah.
putting me back. But yeah, it's not tilting me because you said yourself, you're like, yeah, don't worry about it for the time being.
Yep.
But it does. I think that's when I've kind of started. I've died a lot more in games like that where I've been camped by a jungle or even just been ganked 2 or 3 times.
Okay. So I think a good start to this session would be if we take a look at, because we're playing very aggressively as Darius. That's what we want to be doing.
Yep.
If we take a look at how to identify when we should pull that aggression back a bit, because we don't want to always pull it back a bit. That's sort of counterintuitive to the champion. We want to figure out when we're at risk of dying to the jungler, so that we know when to play a bit less aggressive, and then
Yep.
figure out when that window ends, so that we can start playing aggressive again. So I think we can go over some things like good spots to drop wards, how to figure out where the jungle might be, really, really common timings that we might get ganked, and things
Yep.
like that. Okay,
Cool.
cool. Do you want to go up for a game, and then you can just, while we're loading in, you can just talk to me a little bit about your understanding of like where junglers might be, particularly in the early laning phase.
Do you want me to load in? Hang on then.
Yeah, and if you can turn your screen share on as well, that would be great.
Yes. Just game. You should be able to see the client.
Yep, thank you. Okay, so yeah, while we're in queue, full screen.
Yeah, so kind of early. They usually start at buff, don't they?
Yep.
So I'm not sure what the leashing looks like so much this season, but it used to be, I guess, when I played last properly, they would get your bot lane to leash for you, especially in kind of these elos. So they'd always, most junglers would be pathing up towards the top lane,
Okay.
and then sorry, again.
Yeah, in the current state of the game, leashes are really not needed.
Yep.
So the
Okay.
junglers are a lot more flexible. But what you just touched on, like the fact that they're starting on the bot side and pathing up to the top side,
Yep.
that's really good because like then we know where they're going to end up after they've cleared their camps. Because if they start at the top side and they clear down towards bot, then you're completely safe. You can play like an absolute psychopath. There's no way you're ever going to get ganked. Whereas
Yeah.
the opposite is they start at the bot side and clear towards the top side, and then you have to consider, okay, I might get ganked. But then there's also your jungle to consider. So
Yeah.
how in the early game, right? Because that's where we want to look to start our snowball, is right at the start. How can we? I can think of like 2 or 3 ways we might be able to determine which way the enemy jungle's pathing, like whether they're doing bot to top or whether they're doing top to bot.
Oh, you. That was the question. Sorry.
Yeah, can you think of any
It's-
ways that we might be able to figure out which way they're pathing?
without seeing them, or trying to get,
There's a way that we
because
can see them. That's one of them.
so sticking a ward on one of their
Yeah,
buffs and
yeah,
making
exactly.
sure
We
that
can try and get a ward. That's one.
yeah if they gank early in a different lane, so looking at the
Yeah,
mini map,
that's true. That's another thing that we could do. A lot of junglers
and
won't do that at the minute, but they could.
yeah, I can't really. That's a Quinn ban, isn't it? So that means Darius might get taken away from me here, but I might have to dodge it then. I can't think of a third one off the top of my head.
Okay. It's you mentioned leashing before. A lot of people still will leash. So if you
Oh,
look at the
okay.
mini map and someone comes to lane late, is that going to be a Vayne top? That's going to be quite
That's a Vayne top. Yeah.
cringe.
This should be a fun first game.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's not Vayne top and it's Vayne AD carry, but you know, let's not get too hopeful.
I think based off of the fact that wow, they banned Quinn, so it probably is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh well.
Okay, so yeah, if let's say the enemy bot lane come to lane like really late,
Yep.
then you can go, oh well, they probably leashed then, and that sort of signals that they're pathing top because they leashed bot.
Bot lane, yeah.
Similarly, if your lane opponent comes to lane really late, and especially if he's like missing mana or something, that shows that you probably used some spells on the buff to leash, and then you can assume that you're playing with no enemy jungler. So we'll try and do that at
Yeah.
the start of this game. We'll take a look,
Try
see
and
if
have
we
a look.
can figure anything out.
So
Oh, I guess it's
it could
Akshan
be an
top.
Akshan top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's less bad than Vayne. Because at least if he like uses his swing, then you can kill him while it's on cooldown. Whereas with Vayne, you can just kite forever.
Yeah. A fully ranged team, man. Apart from Yi.
Yeah,
So stride breaker game, I think.
definitely Stride Breaker game, yep.
Can you still see my?
No, it's gone off. You might have to just switch the window that you're streaming.
Has it?
Yeah, it's just showing your profile picture. If I can. Okay, I closed it and reopened it. I don't know if you turned it off and back
I've
on,
just put
but
it
I've
on.
got it
Yeah,
again.
just put it back on. It might be a vein top.
An
Action
action
ADC.
bot lane? That's weird. But yeah, it could be.
Sweet. Well, let's. It was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah.
I've avoided it up until now.
The hard thing about Vayne is that she also takes Ghost and Flash. So like last week we had that Gnar matchup, right? And if we
Yeah.
had like opportunities to ghost on him, but here if we ghost on her, she just also ghosts. It's very much about waiting for her to make a mistake and then seeing if we can punish her going for last hits with the grab.
I'm always skeptical of people who have that um profile picture as well, of just like one of the first basic.
Okay, so what are you planning to do level 1? This is like based on last session.
Try and sit here in the brush, see if she walks up,
Yeah.
and try and zone her off.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get
Any
something on her level 1. Oh, here we go. Nice. Really, really nice. Because now she has no ward, so now she can't do that. One thing to think about now that Vayne has no ward is that for the whole lane phase until... You see like on your ward, you've got that little clock hand spinning around where you'll get your second one.
Oh yeah.
Like the cooldown of it.
Yep.
Until you get your second ward, she won't have her second ward. So until then, if you walk into a bush, she literally cannot interact with you at all. So like, let's say you walk out of the bush to get a CS and then you don't want to lose too much health, you can just walk back into the bush and she can't really do anything about it. So here, we know Vayne isn't leashing, right? That's the one thing.
Yep.
Enemy bot could be leashing because they're not in lane. So I think we assume the jungler's coming top. Do you know what time the enemy jungler will roughly get top if they do a full
Is it
clear?
usually about 3 minutes?
I'd say like 3:15, yeah. But 3 minutes if they're really, really fast. Okay, yeah, unfortunately there's not a great deal you can do in this matchup, which it is just a case of get as much farm as you can and
Okay, she's not using that level 2.
yeah, good use of the bush. I think probably drop back because this wave's going to push all the way in.
Ah, sugar.
Nice. You got your level 2. So here, just let it come to you under the tower. There's not much more you can do. Tanking a lot of minions. But yeah, you can see why this lane is so rough. It's not a great deal of...
It's the jump in it. It's the roll.
Yep.
That's.
But you've got your jungler coming top, so maybe we can look to do something when he gets here. Especially with her just taking a tower hit.
Yep.
Nice combo. I think ideally you could have just backed off and let Viego finish, but it's okay. He gets her. You can get your boots as well.
Yeah.
That'll just help you with running in and out of her range a bit better.
Yeah. Wasn't the greatest.
Two things we could have done different there. One is we could have just done the initial, like, flash pull or OWQ and then back off and let Viego finish. Or alternatively, we could have just waited like another 5 seconds before flash pull-in, and then Viego would already be there.
I think it's because she jumped. That's
Yeah,
what I was like. If I could
you're like,
just
oh, she's gone
capitalize
forward.
on that,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Here you don't. Yeah, just back off. Okay. So if we think about what I'm going to cover in the review is I'm going to cover some times where like it helps to ward for you and times where it doesn't. Because right now I don't think warding really does too much. Because what you're going
Okay.
to be doing is just sitting in the bush, and this wave's now pushing into you.
Yep.
So you're kind of just waiting for the wave to come.
See that. Could have had that.
It's okay. The most important thing in these situations is that you keep your health high and get the experience. If you drop gold while it's pushing towards you, it's not too big of a deal. As long as you get the XP. Because the amount of minions that are actually going to die while it's pushing towards you here is like 2 or 3 minions. So at most, you're going to miss like 2 CS. But you still get the experience. So like here, while she pushed this in, 1 minion died that you only got XP on, and 1 died that you got gold on. So 2 minions died. So you can be really patient when it's pushing into you. And yeah, she's extremely annoying.
Get
Unlucky.
wrecked. What the hell? Man.
Let me just write a couple of notes.
Ooh, move speed. Yeah, it's basically important not to feed in it. That's the
Yeah, it's one of those matchups where like it's so one-sided that if you can just play around your jungler, like here maybe, she's got no summoners because her summoners are the same time as yours. Maybe if he can land his stun and then you can land your pull, it's killable. I didn't get the stun. Oh, nice. Just ult straight away. Oh, that's so unlucky. Can you... Oh, well played. Perfect. Well, you played that perfectly. Like, going for the stacks on Vayne with the ult, and then turning onto Yi. Really nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Like, mechanically, overall, you played that entire situation really well. Because you would have killed her with the ult originally, but you lost vision of her to her stealth, which is really unlucky. Really well played. Big.
Oh, that's going to be a shit situation, but I think she'll push it in because she's going to get scared now because I've got 2 kills.
True. You do have 2 kills now, which makes it a lot easier for you. You've got the move speed from your
Yeah.
boots as well. Yeah, I think the wave is also too big for Vayne to like hold it.
Yeah, that's going to...
She's gonna take too
Yeah,
much damage
she's
if she
going to take
tries
too
to, I
much,
think.
yeah.
Okay, maybe she is.
Nah, it's gone
She
in.
failed anyway. Yeah, she
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah, like mechanically, huge improvement from last week. Like you just look a lot better at playing Darius. So I think
Nice.
the practice looks like it's paid off from my perspective. Nice, you got XP on that minion as well. So again, here you can be really patient because it's coming into you. If you can get the last hit without losing too much health, it's great. But the important thing is that you get the XP. Nice.
Yeah, we've just not allowed her to do Vayne things.
Yeah, exactly. You're not giving her any advantage, like 1v1, and you're killing her when your jungle's here, which is like getting your jungle a lead. So if we think of it in like where, oh, never mind. As I said, your jungle gets a lead. He just goes and dies to the enemy jungle. But if we think about it as like where the advantage is, you got your like at the start of the game, right? Vayne killed you, but your jungle killed Vayne. As long as you don't die to Vayne again, then her lead hasn't done anything. Whereas your jungler's lead might still do something. Oh, really nice pull. Oh, so unlucky if that auto went off. I like the idea.
He's going to reset after that, isn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
That might not be close enough to the tower. Just about.
Yeah, it got to melee. That's good enough.
Don't know if I got a flash out of there. I definitely got the ghost. Oh, I did get a flash actually, didn't I?
You
I
did,
can't
yeah.
remember.
You got both. You traded both for both. Once you complete your stride breaker, when do you think the best time to use the stride breaker is? You know, like on a trade like that where you pull her in.
I think it's going to be just after the slow wears off from the pull.
Yeah.
Because I get 3 slows basically, don't I?
Yeah, you can either pull stride breaker and then W, or you can pull W and then stride breaker. But yeah, you got the concept right. Is that you don't want to be overlapping your slows.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the. Just hold it here for a bit.
Oh, you've got a window where she's got no condemn now. So if you can get a pull on her, it's yes. Nice. I think she's dead. Nice. So that's like you know, like the situation where we were looking to punish Nar for not having jump before. It's the same thing. We're looking to punish her for not having the condemn.
The condemn was funny.
Yeah, she just
Even I
condemned
saw
for
that.
no
I was
reason.
like, wow, no condemn. Mental. Mad place. That wasn't even Viego, but probably should. Still not got enough. Oh well.
It's okay.
It's fine. Hextech Drake as well, so. You are a scoundrel because Akshan is hunting you. Well.
You absolute scoundrel.
Literally.
Imagine picking Vayne top into Darius and losing. It's just sad.
I mean.
Fills me with like a sense of joy to see Vayne top lose.
Yeah, this is bronze though, so.
Every time she dies, it's like, oh, justice.
Yeast top. No, that was bad.
Nice. I like this move. Probably.
I thought,
farmer.
I thought he was fighting him. Yeah,
It's a good.
I thought he was fighting, but
Good
I thought
time to
Vayne's
move.
just AFK's pushing me in. This is going to come back into me anyway, so.
Yep.
And Viego's just, yeah. Don't worry, buddy.
So I think maybe now we might be strong enough to look to, like against the Gnar where we were standing near his last hits and then looking to pull him when he goes for him. We might be strong enough to be able to do that. Maybe we need to wait till Stride Breaker though. Because that's the thing. With Gnar, we can do it from the start of the game, but against Vayne, we kind of need to get strong before, because otherwise she'll just kill us. He does a lot more damage than Gnar.
Back. Yeah, you're walking away now. What?
She's scared now. Okay, we got a push here, and Viego wants to do the Herald.
He's there, isn't he? Nah, no way she's going to stick around.
Yeah, I don't know why Miss Fortune's here in the first place.
I mean,
I can't see this ever working. Oh. Nice double kill. Worth.
I'm going to push this in. I'm going to buy my stride breaker.
Yeah, go for it. Get that stride breaker in.
Okay.
So yeah, now that you've got stride breaker, I think if we pressure her when she goes for last hits like we were doing last week, then we actually have kill threat now. Whereas before it was kind of like, she's kind of just gonna run away.
Oh, unlucky. Yeah.
He could have done
Yeah,
something really cheeky there. I think Viego could live, but it's so hard to do. If he like flashed out of the tower and then clicked back in to pick up his soul and heal. I don't know why a bronze Viego would do that. That would be quite.
Yeah,
I would be so impressed.
Have the awareness mechanics.
Yeah. I mean, you're stomping Vayne toppers Darius this game, so a pretty good
Look at
sign.
that.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. No. No.
Nice. Yeah, zoner off this cannon minion. Nice. I love to see Vayne tops getting bullied like this.
Nice, yes.
Yes, I love it. It's so good. All of a sudden, you're very scary. She has to respect it. Ooh, close. Now we have to chill out a little bit until our bull comes back up.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh my god. Well played. I thought that was a really rough situation, but you got out of it.
That could have been a lot better mechanically, but
Yeah.
got there.
The rough thing is that the reason you got yourself into a bad situation is because you missed pull and then you stayed in your aggressive state. So while your pull's on cooldown, you're not Vladimir. While your pull's on cooldown, you need to move back a little bit. Just give her a bit more respect until it's about to come back up, and then you can.
And she knew that. She knew that too. Like she was like, "Pulls on cooldown." Right?
Yeah, because she hadn't hit you the entire time, and then you used your pull, and then she
went in on me. Yeah, the Q heal was what saved me there. Had I not got that,
you got two of them in a row.
Yeah,
it's really nice. Okay, you just pressed tab, and I saw a really, really big win condition for your team. You see it?
What's that? No, I don't.
One more dragon, and you've got soul.
Oh, right, shit,
So
yeah.
the most important thing to close
Yeah,
out this
three
game
minutes.
is in 3 minutes. Just make sure you're there because you've got a lot of power right now. You're very strong. Okay, they missed every spell.
Oh, I don't particularly want to be top with them. I should really go bot.
Yeah, spread out. Gather as many resources as you can as a team.
Take this wave though.
And that's the right concept. Sharing resources in League is punished because you get, like, it literally shares the XP. So,
What is this clown fiesta? I think me being bot as well means
oh,
that
they
two
surrendered.
minutes.
Oh, someone went AFK. I don't know who. Maybe the Akshan? Not
G to
seeing
the
who they were.
G.
Alright, that was a pretty clean game overall, honestly. Already seeing big improvements from last week as well, which is great.
Yeah, like I say, I'll feel it and give the Viego, drop of Viego a bit of love there.
One thing I noticed, which is probably just a direct result of practice, is I didn't see you miss a single like auto W cancel today. Compared to last week, you were missing quite a few.
Yeah.
I don't think you missed any.
That's being that's practice tool that is just sat there.
Nice.
Even when on meetings, sometimes just auto WQ.
Awesome. Okay, I'm logging in and then I can open up your replay on my end. And my screen.
Yeah, I don't feel as. I think one of the biggest things is I don't feel as scared anymore when I go into a game. Beforehand, there was always that little bit of like, all nerves, but now it's just like, I'm bronze. Let's just play.
Nice. Also, I think maybe I mentioned this last week, but the more if you're in like a rough situation like there where you were fighting the vein and after you used your pull,
Yeah.
um the more times you find yourself in situations like that, the calmer you'll be. Because you looked fairly calm. Like it maybe looked like you were a little bit stressed. You're like, oh, this could be bad, but you didn't like panic and crumble. You still
Yeah.
you kept your composure.
Yeah, I definitely felt as though I had more damage than her, and it was just about messing up and making sure that I hit the Q.
Mm-hmm.
And once I hit that second Q as well, I was like, okay, you're dead now. Because
Nice.
my bleed shows through the invisibility, so I can kind of track them, which is also nice.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Nice. So the great thing is that I don't think the stuff from last week we need to touch on. I think you're doing really really well with that stuff. So we can just move on and start teaching new concepts.
Yep.
Now, the caveat that I will say is that while you're learning new concepts like this, if you find that the stuff you've already gotten good at takes a little hit while more of your brain power is dedicated to something new, don't worry about it because it'll come together. It's just like a natural thing. It's like, oh, now I'm learning something new, so I'm not using all my focus on this, but
Yeah, got ya.
once I've learned it, it'll be good.
Yeah, understood.
Okay, so we were talking about the jungle early, right? So I'm gonna walk you through some basic stuff of jungle tracking. So here we can see her, and the buff spawns at 1:30. Okay, so we know that she's not leashing.
Yep.
That's something we know for a fact.
Yep.
But when we get to here, we can see that just like our bot lane aren't in lane because they're leashing, their bot lane aren't in lane. So I would assume if I turn the fog on now, I would assume they're leashing. Yeah. So they're here. They're at Yi's blue buff. So because we can see that they're leashing, we know that Yi, if we look at the minimap, he's probably doing this as his jungle path.
Yeah.
So that means, especially the lower the elo, the slower the clears are going to be because people don't like optimize their jungle clear. They don't know how to do it like pixel perfect. But as a general rule of thumb, I would say this camp, like the very top one, is going to die at 3:15.
Okay.
Now, I think at this 3:15 window, a lot of the time they have kind of like a 15-second window where they do want to gank you, because do you know what happens at 3:30?
That's the scuttle, isn't it?
Yeah, so they'll want to take this crab, and then after the crab, they might look to gank you again for like 15-20 seconds, but then they're going to want to recall to come and, because their first camp's going to be respawning, so they're going to want to go and do that again. That's like the basics of it. So we've got these timers of like, if we can figure out where they're starting, we've got the 3:15 gank, and then we've got the 3:30 we would expect them to be on crab, and then we've got like the 3:40 where they might gank us again. So we've got like this one and this one where we need to be careful. So if we like play through the game and we check for those timers and see if like the reality lines up with the theory. Your laning was all really nice here though, and it was one thing that I was quite, I don't know whether I want to say surprised that you got it, but a lot of people don't execute it correctly, is when you killed the ward with your auto W, a lot of people won't do it quick enough and they won't get it, but you got the ward, which like if you can, anytime you're sitting in this bush and the enemy wards and you can kill it like that, it's so good for you, because now you can just sit in this bush and do whatever you want. Like there's no way they can ever see you. So that was really nice.
That's from watching videos, seeing people. I thought it was auto W auto first, but it's actually auto W.
Yeah.
So,
you know why the auto W works?
Because it'll be to do with the timings, won't it? That you can get the, it's a true reset, isn't it, on the W, so you get it straight away.
Yeah, like the W, you want to be doing the W as the ward disappears, because it like the W starts, and then the ward disappears, but you still kill it after it's gone. Whereas if you auto W, you then have to wait for your next auto, and you can't maybe you can start it in time, but it's closer. Okay, so we're nearly at that 3:15 mark. So I'm going to pause it, and we'll toggle the vision. Okay, so he's very, very slow, because I was expecting him to have killed...
Damn. Yeah.
This should be dead. Like if he's optimizing his clear, that should be dead, but he's only just done his red. I wonder if he still does the Krugs or if he goes for this. So at 3:30 he's doing exactly what we expected. He's doing the grab. So now is like a timer where we could get ganked. However, Viego just ganked top and killed her, so we're not in a position to get ganked. But this timer now, if you always remember in your head the 3:40 one and the 3:15 one, there are going to be some cases, like for example, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's been a lot of Zyra jungle recently.
Yeah.
She finishes her clear at 3 minutes instead of 3:15 because she's so fast.
It's that quick. Yeah.
So it's just a bigger window where you have to be careful for the gank.
Okay.
But in general, 3:15 is like average for most junglers. Okay, so now what I want to talk about is some dangerous positions where we might want to ward. So here, aside from the fact that we now assume that Yi has gone back to his bot side because this camp's going to be respawning.
Yeah.
Let's say we didn't know that and we didn't know what side of the jungle Yi was on. Let me zoom out a bit so we can see more of the map. Why do I think this ward right now is really helpful to us?
It's helpful.
Yeah, like why would I like to ward here?
Because we didn't know that Yi had gone back bot side, he could still be hanging around. You can see a little bit further down the river. Oh, and we've got Scuttle, so you can see a lot further up the river.
I think it's them that's got Scuttle, but yes, there is
that.
Yeah. So this is a. I think what you've done is you've touched on the concept of why this is a good ward, because it covers this entire. It covers like this, so you can see if he comes through here, and you can see if he comes through here, and those are 2 of the 3 gank angles. The other one is he can come through here. So, given that these are our 3 gank angles, okay, what's creating a situation where we can already see this one?
Which one? Sorry.
This one up here, like through
Oh,
the lane.
because our minions are high up enough so you can see.
Yes. So if we ward, one of the two reasons this ward is good is if we ward it here, we can see both angles that we are missing, because we can already see this one. Unless he's done something cheeky and he's already like sitting in the alcove or something from earlier.
Yeah.
But we can already see the other one. The other thing is that what is this wave doing?
It's pushing into the tower.
Yeah. So what are we going to have to do as Darius here?
We're gonna have to play a little bit less aggressive because it's gonna come back bounce towards us.
Well, not yet. It's not though. We need to get it into the tower, don't we? So we
Oh,
need
I
to.
see. So we need to push
We
it.
need to walk
Okay.
up. So because we need to walk up to get this into the tower,
Hmm.
dropping this ward right now is really helpful because while we walk up to push it in, we're quite vulnerable.
Got ya.
Whereas if I play it out for like another wave or two,
Yeah, it's just not as clear, is it, that ward that I've placed?
so in this situation, I think this ward is better than this ward, and we touched on why this ward is good. And I'll also talk to you about some other wards you can do that would have been better than this one. But we'll focus on this one for now. Why is this ward, while it's still helpful, it does show us this angle and this angle. Why is it not really? I'm not really as bothered about whether we have it in this game state compared to before.
Because we can see, well, we can see that Yi's on the bot side at the moment, so it's
Oh,
kind
that's
of.
only because I've got
Oh right,
I've got
okay.
no
So
fog of war on. Let's do.
so if we couldn't see,
Yeah.
because the wave's pushing back into us.
Yeah, so do you remember when I was telling you about how patient you can be because the minions just like they don't really die very often while they're pushing into you? So if we watch, because what we can do is before we had to walk up to push that wave in, whereas now,
Yep.
if we wanted to, we could sit here and these minions won't die even if we do nothing, and they'll start walking down the lane into us. So we can play very, very defensive while the wave is pushing into us. And it's when the wave's pushing away from us that we have to walk up, which is like that's what junglers are looking for, right? They're looking for when you're pushing to come and gank you. So when you're pushing, ideally you want a ward. Like that's the best time. That's when your ward's going to have the most value. Whereas when the wave's pushing into you, you don't need a ward as much because
Got ya.
if I play this situation right now, you see how even though we're up here, we don't really do anything. Like still, the first minion dies now, which is like all the way down here, and then I don't think the entire time until the wave gets to the turret, another minion doesn't even die. So we got like one minion this entire time, so we really don't need to walk up at all. And then now off of the turret, off of the bounce. Assuming Vayne doesn't keep like randomly pushing for no reason, which is what she was doing the whole lane. But let's say she's doing like the standard thing where like now you're gonna push. Then when you're pushing, it's kind of dangerous here. Now, final thing I think before I go on to some other, because I think a lot of this is going to be about warding and sort of knowing when you're vulnerable. Final thing, do you remember this ward covers this angle and this angle?
Yep.
In this position, what do we also need to be worried about?
Where we are currently.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, a lane gank.
Yeah, compared to before, a lane gank is now a real thing, where it wasn't before because we could see. So sometimes what I'll do, if I'm worried about lane ganks, I don't think lane ganks are very common in this elo though. But if I'm particularly worried about lane ganks, you see how we dropped this ward here, but I didn't think it was a very good use of the ward. Where did we drop it? Here we go. So we know that this wave's going to start pushing into us now, right?
Yep.
So what you can do is you can drop like this ward, and it will spot a lane gank for the future. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a preemptive ward. How do I see when you get your next ward? Oh, like this.
Items, isn't it? Yeah.
So we're going to have another one soon as well. So a lot of the time, what I like to do to be really safe is when the wave's coming into me, I'll do a ward like this, and it spots a lane gank. And then later, all the way down here, once I start pushing out again, so like now I won't have been, I know I haven't been lane ganked because this ward would be here.
Yep.
And then when I start pushing out again, I can go for this one.
You got one for there, yeah. Okay, got ya.
Because your next one's up. And then if you look at the timer, like by the time you've pushed it out again and it starts coming back into you again, you can go for this one again. And then you're sort of cycling your wards. You don't always have to do that. There's a lot of other things you can do with your wards, which I'll also talk about. But I think I'll just take a break here, now that I've covered like this sort of stuff,
Yep.
and just ask if you've got any questions or anything you want me to go over. Just make sure you're understanding everything.
No, I think I get that. Like, so when you want to ward river when you're in a dangerous spot, which is when you're pushed past the kind of midpoint, and then defensively you can look for ward on a lane gank on your way back if need be. I understand why my ward wasn't great now, and where it could have been better.
Awesome. The good thing for top lane is that with, in season 14 they changed like this wall and this wall.
Yeah.
It's now symmetrical. So it's exactly the same ward if you were red side as well. It's the same thing.
That's good. That's been needed.
Yeah, it's really nice. Because it used to be that like as the red side top laner you had to worry about this tribush as well because they could come behind you like this.
Yeah.
Whereas now they can't. Now they can only come through the river. And obviously there's some caveats. There's champions like Rek'Sai who can do like this gank through the wall, but that's very champion specific, and it's not. Yeah, it's not like a fundamental thing like what we're covering here.
Yeah, got ya. That's but you'd then know that you need to ward differently because of the jungler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like for example, if you were in this, where did we push? This ward you dropped. This ward is a lot better against champions like Zac and Rek'Sai because they're going to look to come in here and then jump over this wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, I think to finish with warding before we potentially look at something else, what could you maybe do again with this ward? Let's say we're not expecting any sort of lane gank, because I don't think the lane gank's very common either. Lane ganks are more common if you have a champion like Sejuani in the jungle that can CC you or something, or like a top like Sejuani Renekton, they might lane gank you. But I don't think Vayne Yi is going to lane gank you, because the thing with a lane gank is you're all the way down here, so they've got to kill you quickly, which is why the CC of Sejuani Renekton makes it more possible.
Makes it
viable. What do you think is something really useful we could do right now on this timer with this ward instead of what we did with it?
Go and put it on a buff.
Yeah, a deep ward, exactly.
Because we've got so many minions that she's gonna have to CS, otherwise she's gonna lose it all.
Yeah, and do you know what?
Just got a lot.
You know what this situation, like exactly what you just described? Do you know what it's called?
Is this called dead time?
You could call it that. Like the normal term that people use for it is they just say I've got prio. It just
priority.
Means,
okay.
It just means like when you've got prio, you can just move and do whatever you want.
Got ya.
Because there's a time now where these minions, you cannot possibly lose them because these minions are hitting the tower. They're not hitting these minions.
Yeah.
So they'll just be there for you to come back to later. So yeah, we can look for a deep ward. So where do you think are some good deep ward spots? What do you think could be useful? I'll give you a hint. I don't think there's many bad deep wards. As long as you have some intention for your ward, I think it's probably good. So
that where your mouse was just on that brush, a little bit to the right.
Yeah.
There's probably a good. That's quite a long one though. So if I had a long enough window,
way for you to go.
On the kind of in that spot, so not quite the brush, but just in front of the red buff where that would spawn in that kind of crossroads bit.
Like here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Or even even Krugs maybe if
Okay, I'll show you some that I really like.
Okay.
So I think this one is pretty good because it shows when they're on their chickens. A lot of it's going to be about getting information on the jungler, right?
Yeah.
So if you, let's say you have like years and years, maybe you like look for a mid gank or something and then you ward this. I think that's okay. But a lot of the time, like this ward's going to be what the mid laner does if he gets push. For you, I think yeah, somewhere around here, I'll often ward like that because it shows the like when they're doing the red buff.
Yeah.
Um, Again, this is actually slightly better, what you said here, because it shows if they walk along this wall like this as well as the red
Yeah.
buff. So if you can go a little bit deeper, then this one's pretty good. And then I like this one here because what it does is it shows if the jungler's doing their krugs. Unfortunately, I can't move the camera because it'll move where my circles are. But it
Yeah, it's
also
fine.
shows, like, let's say Vayne's recalling or something, it shows her coming to lane. So it also kind of covers you from a lane gank as well, because you know it shows who's coming into top lane. You get vision of top lane, and you also get vision of crooks.
So if you and it's that's a good one if you're quite far ahead as well. So say if it wasn't a Vayne and it was someone else I could kill repeatedly, that one's quite a good one because you can just sit there as well and then proxy on them or even
Yeah,
kill them again before they get to the tower. I've
yeah,
seen a few people use that
you
ward
can do
actually.
that.
Now you come to say it, yeah.
There's one more that I would ever really drop. These are well, I'd say these are the main two, but there's one
Yeah.
more, and it's this one. Do you know why I like this one?
Does that show the mid roam if the mid decides to do it as well?
It shows two things. It shows the mid
Okay.
laner trying to gank you, and it shows their jungler trying to gank your mid.
Ah, okay.
So it's for me, I mostly use this like it just helps out my mid laner because it makes it so the jungler can't come through here without being spotted.
Yeah.
Which also gives info on them. So yeah, so if you're going for a deep ward, I think this is good, and this is also good. This one's the quickest because you literally just walk in here and place it.
Yeah.
I think you could argue that this one is like the best for information, maybe. It's either this one or this one, I think. And then this one's like defensive for your mid laner. If you feel like let's say your mid's dying to a lot of ganks or something, then maybe you could drop this one for him.
Cool.
One thing I can do as well is I can maybe make you, if you feel like you want something to just remind you those locations, I can send you. There's a thing called Rift Kit where it's like a little Summoner's Rift where you can place wards and stuff on it. I can just drop them on the map for you and then send you a picture of that so that
Yeah,
you got that
that'd
to
be
keep.
pretty useful.
Let's do that now. So Rift Kit. Again, if you ever want to use Rift Kit, you've now got the thing. So it just lets you, like, I can move the top laners out of top
Yeah.
lane, and then you can use the little ward tool. So I'll zoom in up here, and I'll just place a ward here. Actually, it needs to be a little bit more like, you want it to cover, so there's no gap. You want it to be like here. Then there's also this one here, make it a little bit lower. And if you hover over your, like, if you like manually place your ward instead of fast casting it, it'll show you the radius that it's going to reveal. So you can like really optimize it like that. So something like this looks good. And then for this one right here, it shows when they're doing the krugs, and
Yeah.
it also shows, you can't really see, but it shows what's going on in the lane. So I like those three. So let me. Oh, wait, do you know what I didn't even talk about? What if we were red side? Let's flip it around. What if we were red side and we were thinking about some places to ward?
So it'll be if it's a similar deal that the tri brush because you can see them coming to lane.
Yeah, you could do
Um,
this. This is kind of similar. I don't think it quite reaches the Gromp though, unless they're kiting their Gromp up. Then it.
okay.
But yeah, you could do the Tribush. The thing is
Um,
with on red side, there's one ward in particular which I think is really good, and I do it. It's like my go-to ward when I'm red side top laner.
is that on the blue buff?
It's right here. because it goes like this, and you see blue and Gromp.
Oh, got you. Okay,
Whereas
so
on
just
top,
over
there's
that
like,
wall.
yeah, on the other side, there's walls between the camps, so you can't
Yep.
cover both. But on blue side, you can cover both. And then there's the kind of the equivalent for protecting your mid would be like somewhere around here, so that you see this area. But again, I don't think you use that one very often. I think if you're red side, drop this ward, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, that's good, absolutely. Oh, yeah, that makes things simple on that side then.
Yeah, I'll put the other ones on the map because you could. You can do like this one. You can do this one, which is I always place it wrong on this little map. I'm much better at placing it in game than on the map. It's like there.
Yeah.
You see how it covers both.
You can drop that from the brush behind the.
You can, yeah. You can walk
yeah.
into this bush and drop it over the wall,
Yeah.
and then you could potentially drop this one here, like that. So like, oh yeah, you can just put it here. So like a defensive ward. So let's move these out of the way, and then I can send you as a screenshot this. I just want to. I'm like tabbed into the game, and I want to tab out of the game so that I can snipping tool. There we go. And then I can
Windows key Shift and S is the shortcut for that.
Oh right, great.
Just in case.
Oh, that's going to be really helpful actually.
Big game changer, yeah.
I'm being coached on Windows.
Bro, I can go.
Okay. So yeah, so that's going to be our warding for lane phase. I think that pretty much sums up all of warding. So if I pose you, wait, let me put the fog back on blue. If I pose you a question where like we were thinking about what the jungler's doing, right? So we assumed he was coming top, and he's doing his crab at 3:30. That was like the last thing we were thinking, right? Oh, Yi by standard is probably doing this top crab now. And then
yeah, he was.
So like now, after he's done this top crab, which is going to be about 10 seconds after he starts it, I'd say now, exactly 10 seconds after spawn. Yeah, he's got one more auto. For me, he's got 3 options. What do you think his 3 options are? And these options are going to help us to track him moving forward.
So we know he's not done his Krugs though.
Well, I'm assuming he has, because I'm assuming he's not like snail slow like he was this game.
Okay, so he could go mid there because Heimerdinger is right close to the he could gank mid.
Yep.
He could go. He's just seen the jungler get a kill top, so he could go and fight Viego.
Yep.
If that's the correct, and he could potentially invade and try and take something away, or even ward the enemy jungle, our jungle in this case.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking more like less specific to. Why is my pen so thick? Less specific to this game and more just like in general. If we assume that both junglers are doing a pretty normal like da 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 da, and then this guy does the crab. After the crab, I think he's got 3 real options, right? If we turn all of the can you turn all fog off? No, you can't. You can either have it all on or one side on. So crab dies. And I think
if you uncheck the fog of war bit, it turns it off, doesn't it? On the bottom.
I think that makes it completely bright, which is
the
opposite of what I want. I wanted it.
Oh right, you
dark.
want to turn it completely dark. Yeah.
Just to make it so that the current game state isn't confusing, but I think it's fine. So yeah, crab dies, and then since he's like on this side of the map, right? He can't gank bot. He could gank mid. He could gank top, or he can recall. I think those are the 3 options.
Okay.
Because, like, yeah, realistically he could invade, but that relies on the fact that your junglers skipped a camp. Because if your junglers, let's say your jungler's path top, right? By the time he's done the crab, your jungler's already killed all his camps, so there's nothing there. If your jungler path bot, well, they're not there because he started here, so he did them at the start of the game. So I feel like invades have to happen before crab rather than after.
Okay.
So yeah, he's looking to gank and then reset. Or if he doesn't think there's any gank, then he could just reset. Why is he looking to recall?
Probably because he's got gold and he needs to buy.
Yeah, he does have gold and he wants to buy. But also, if you think about jungle as like the camp spawns a set time after it dies, so what's the next camp that's going to spawn? Let's say he's got no camps to do and he wants to. He's got no ganks available. Right here, he could gank mid, but if we assume nobody's gankable.
So it'll be where he started, which is this in blue, isn't it?
Yep. So the next camp to spawn will be Gromp. So he's gonna come out, like if he comes out of base, he would come out here and his Gromp would spawn.
Yeah, right.
And then he's already at the camp that's spawning. So a lot of the time, what the jungler's gonna do is after they've done whichever crab they do, they'll look for ganks. If they can, they'll do it. If they can't, they won't, and then they'll recall. So that's why. Do you remember I was saying at like 3:15, he's going to look to gank after his full clear, and then 3:30 he's probably not going to look to gank because he's going to look to do the crab, and then 3:40 he's going to look to gank you again because the crab's dead, and then about 4 minutes. If you've not been ganked by 3:40, then if you've not been ganked by 4 minutes from this 3:40 one, he's probably recalled because there's nothing left for him to do on this side of the map. If you're not gankable, if he hasn't ganked mid, and all his camps are dead on this side of the map, he's probably just going to recall and go back to bot. So then you can play with safety. And then the cycle repeats itself. So if for example, I turn the fog off and I go like this, now his Gromp spawned, we can see that.
Yep.
So his Gromp spawned about 4 minutes 15, 4:20 or something. What time would you expect him to be back top side of the map?
So if he did the same kind of path thing, so is it 7? 7 minutes 15.
A little shorter than that because the buff spawns at 1:30, not 0. So it's 1:30 to 3:15.
Okay, so 6. My maths is terrible.
I'll give you a clue. It's basically starting at 4:30, so you can just replace the numbers for ones that are 3 higher, right? So 4:30
6:15
into 6:15. Yeah. So I would say like 6 or 6:15, something like that. So I'm feeling quite safe until on the clock until that 4 becomes a 6. I'm feeling quite safe because I'm thinking, he's probably bot side. And if we zoom along and wait until this 4 becomes a 6 and then see where he is. 5. 6. Oh, well, he just walked onto mission. he's right there. There he is.
There you go. Pro ward.
Yeah. So we'll go. The reason it's 6 and not 6:15 is because he's got more points in his spells, and a lot of the time he's going to have items as well if he's actually recalled. He's not recalled the whole game, so it's a bit quicker. But yeah, we'll go 6. We'll go 6 minutes. And then it's kind of going to be like that. It's going to be in sort of 3-minute blocks. So if we imagine, if we go like, you've got your 1:30, right? But we'll put it as 1, and then 3, you could expect him to be top, and then at like 4:30, you'd expect him to be bot, and then at 6, you'd expect him to be top, and then at 7:30, you'd expect him to be bot, and then at 9, you'd expect him to be top. And it kind of goes like that. Now, a lot of things happen in the game with like dragons and grubs and stuff, and it just completely throws it off. But if the game is going really slowly and all that's happening is both junglers are full clearing, then you can use that. But I think the most important thing for you to track as a top laner is the first 2 clears. Because do you remember how I was saying like your early game is really, really important and it sets the pace for your whole game?
Yep.
Well, the first 2 clears are what's going to impact it, because like this 6 window where you're gankable, it's then going to go into like the 7 window where he's going to go back bot, and then you're not gankable again till like 8 or 9. And that by that point, your early game's going to be over. So it's the first 2 that you want to track. So if we...
So 3 minutes, 4:30, then roughly 6.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So if we assume he was going the other way, right? And he was starting in top and pathing into bot. then we think at 1:30 he's going to be here, and then at 3:15 he's going to be down here. So if we know the enemy's pathing away, okay, at what time are we sort of thinking, okay, maybe the enemy jungler's back in top side?
So it would be 4:15, wouldn't it? Or
Yeah, like
4 minutes, yeah.
4:15, 4:30, something like that. We're
Yeah.
thinking, okay, he's back. But then when this 4 turns into like a 5, 5:30, you're thinking, okay, he's probably back in his bot side now because he's going to be finishing his bot side at 6.
Yeah.
So it's kind of mirrored like that. So I think just focus on trying to figure out where the junglers are for the first 6 minutes, because after that it gets very chaotic. There's so much going on. But I feel
Hmm.
like part of the reason it gets very chaotic is that if, let's say at this point in the game, right, 6 minutes, we're after that early like clear stage. Yee's at 44 CS. Each camp gives 4. So if he skips one now, he's at 44 out of 48. Whereas if he skipped one on his first clear, there's 6 of them, so he gets 24. He'd be at 20 out of 24, which he's losing a lot more proportionally. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more detrimental for junglers to skip camps early than it is like at this point. Like at this point, he can skip one and he doesn't really care. Whereas those first 6 minutes, a lot of the time, are going to be quite clear cut.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a lot of like
Well, yeah.
warding and jungle stuff that we've just been through in like theory.
Yep.
Are you confused about anything? Do you have any questions about anything?
No, it's the same goes in it. It's just about now actually doing it and putting it into practice. I understand, I think, everything you've said
Yeah,
theoretically, but yeah, there's. I think the only thing that not worries me, but the thing that I'm now thinking about is like, well, how do I do all this whilst I'm laning to?
yeah. No,
Because
it takes a lot of like practice
yeah,
because it's a lot. You've got a lot of things going on in your brain.
yeah,
But
because I straight up don't look at the clock that much. I'm gonna have to. I'm obviously gonna start now, but
mhm.
yeah, but beforehand, previously, I haven't. So yeah,
Cool. Okay, let's go give it a go. Let's see if we can apply something. Obviously, I'm going to be helping you. I'll help you track it. But if I can track it for you and talk to you about it, it'll sort of give you an idea of what it's like while the game's going on.
got ya. You should be able to see. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's when it's kind of not your lane, i.e., the jungler and other things that are going on. I think that's where it becomes difficult for me, and it has done
It does.
previously in the
It's
past.
League is a game that like the more the seasons have gone on, the less like 1v1 dependent it is. It's become so much more of a team game.
Yeah, it's quite right too. It's 5v5. It should be,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Like I remember when I started in season 3, you used to just be able to just like there was challenger players that were just 1v9ing in challenger because like box on Riven. Because people didn't have like good macro sense or like understand what was going on in the game. It was a simpler time, but now it's more complicated.
yeah. More information gets available about anything, the more people
Yeah,
learn.
yeah. People just like the average player is so much better than they used to be. I feel like if you took like silver players back into season 4 or something, they'd probably be like, I don't know, maybe plat. Like, I feel like people are getting a lot better at the game. Just everyone, the whole player base.
Yeah, the whole.
Because even like for new players, there's so much educational information out there to get you up to the standard that people are at quicker.
Yeah,
See if we can get a nicer matchup than Vayne.
yeah.
That would be lovely.
Let's get rid of Yorick. Katarina doesn't want to play into an Akali. What's going on? That must be a bad matchup for a cat.
I don't actually know how that matchup goes. I don't know much about Katarina. Nobody.
No idea, but no one wants to play against Akali though.
A lot of my like knowledge and stuff has come from competitive, like pro play or amateur scene, and no one plays Katarina in competitive.
No, I
He's like a
guess any
pure
tiny little
solo
bit.
queue champ.
I think tiny bit of CC and she's useless, isn't she?
Yeah, and also like coordination. Like in solo queue, what happens is she just roams from mid into bot and gets a double kill, and then she's really strong. But in competitive, your mid laner goes, "Don't die to this Katarina roam," and they go, "Oh, okay."
Cool. I'm just gonna sit at our tower. Zed Katarina, swingy. Jungle Vi.
They might pick top here since you've already picked, but we'll see.
I think it'll be the support here, won't it? Unless they've swapped. Yeah. I reckon it will probably be. They've not banned anyone though. That's always like I don't
Oh yeah,
understand. I never understood it. I never don't get it. It's like why not? Just don't want to play against someone. It's free. Just get rid of it.
yeah. Especially with how, with it being top lane, like the matchups are so. A lot of them are very one-sided. You ban your worst one, pretty happy.
Yeah. I can't ban all the ranged champs though.
No, I mean
Here we go.
even the range champs have like a scale of difficulty.
Yeah. True.
Like Gnar is a lot easier than Vayne for
Go on,
Darius.
pick Nasus. Pick Nasus. Go on.
That would be beautiful.
Jax.
Okay.
Still not as
Do
bad.
you...
Right, so he's gonna try and do his level 1 E, punch me,
Mhm.
and then walk away.
And what do you do in this matchup at level 1?
I don't think I'll fight him at level 1. I think I'll wait until level 2 until I get my.
So what
Do I go pull or Q?
at
Level 2.
level 1? I think you go Q in this matchup because if he walks at you with his E, you just Q him and walk off. Like you can't fight him with your auto attacks at level 1. So just take Q
Oh,
and
I
just
understood. I understood. I see what you're saying.
yeah. And then do you know how a really nice way to dodge Jax E? Have you seen Zhao Chao Meng play the Jax matchup? He does it a lot.
He when he sees the E, he E's them himself and then walks out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really good. And a lot of the time he'll Q at the same time, so he'll like EQ and walk out.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah, I know about the bouncing him off you walking out, but yeah, I guess just queuing at the end of it is just funny.
Yep.
Because then after his E's down, he basically can't fight me
Yeah, exactly. Jax can only fight with his E.
into a Darius. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like this skin. I like Mecha
Oh, it's
Kingdoms.
so cool.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
a
I thought
really
you meant the
good
Darius one.
one.
I love the Darius.
Oh no,
The God
the
King
God
Darius
King
is
one is just
beautiful.
like it's phenomenal. Yeah, I've kind of made it my default now. After I used to really like the uh what was the one I was using before, the Dread Nova,
Yeah.
because let's face it, we all like looking good.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah, man. Summon a Moss Stomper. I literally have no idea what these pets do either. I really
You
should
don't.
actually look at some point.
You don't need to worry about them too much. The oh, oh yeah, you can take a little trade. Probably just recall though, get your health back. He's probably gonna do the same thing because if you don't recall, he will, and then it's awkward. Do you know what it was that made
Ooh.
that trade quite close for you, even though that he used his E and actually did dodge quite a bit?
I don't think I got my cues outside, did I?
No, yeah, I think you got the handle, but a lot of the time, Jack, like right now, if you took that trade, Jax would deal a lot more damage to you. It's because of bone plating, a really, really strong rune in those situations. Do you see the cooldown of it above your ghost?
Yep.
When that's up, it'll block a lot of damage, but it has like a 1 minute cooldown. I think it might be 45 seconds actually, or something like that. But yeah, so right now it's up, and you can trade around that in a lot of lanes. Like
Oh, I
Jack's
thought he was
matchup
in
is
there.
in. It's okay. You can just that's perfect. And now, yeah, now you can walk at him because he's got no E. Awesome. And then, oh, I think you could have squeezed the last Q in there, but other than that, really, really good. Okay, so we know the enemy jungle started what?
Okay.
So remember, we've got our. I'll tell you about it when you get to the timers, but we've got our
Yeah.
3:15 timer and then our 3:30 timer. So
Sick.
I feel like part of that's that I'm talking to you as well.
That's all right. It's not literally not you. It's me just being. I was also trying to look at the clock as well because I know 3 minutes is coming up in 30
It's
seconds.
okay. I'll help remind you as well. Nice.
What are you
Good
gonna
trade.
do? What are
It's
you gonna
level
do?
3 versus
You
level
run
2. You
away.
destroy him.
You run away like a. Right, that's 3 minutes now. So
Yeah, perfect. So we're thinking, oh, maybe we'll get ganked here. So, but oh, never mind. You can see Vi. You don't have to worry about it. Awesome.
get bitched.
I drink my potion here. You got a big resource lead, so just keep him trapped. Just be careful while your pull's on cooldown,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you can look to take a pretty similar trade to what we just did again.
Yeah, if he E's on me, I think he just dies here now, doesn't he?
Yep. Well, he'll have to flash, but maybe you can flash after him as well.
Yeah, well, this is not your CS, mate.
I would kill a few of those back creeps because he's got a really big wave that could actually threaten you right now. Oh, it's
Ah,
a
that was
little
bad.
unfortunate. Yeah, just back off and let this wave come to you now. Oh, that's really weird timing for the gank. That's when we were not expecting her to be here. But you see how she's level 3? And like she's so far behind because she's doing stuff that you wouldn't expect. So here, just let the wave come to you. If they try to dive you, you just pull them and Q them.
Oh, do it. Do it. Go ahead. Make my day. Yeah, they're
What
gonna
are they
do it.
doing?
Here she comes.
Oh shit.
So I
Okay,
got a
Jax dies.
return kill. And Lefage.
Vi's just wasting so much time. This is a really awkward game for like tracking jungle because what is she doing?
I know
Like,
it's like we've gone all through the theory and we've just been like, oh yeah, by the way, we can throw that out the window.
but what we
I'm gonna
can do
get ganked
now
ever.
is we can look to apply the ward and stuff, right? Because she's doing stuff where like, oh, we don't really know what she's doing, so we're playing on low information because she's doing weird stuff. But if we apply the warding stuff, we'll see what she's doing. So here we don't have a ward, but because it's pushing out, it would be nice to ward that river bush. But it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll just we'll play without a ward for now.
I'll just try it slow
Mm-hmm.
push. He's only got boots. Oh, fuck off. And again.
Can maybe
Slow
look
push.
to abuse
Messed it
this
up.
level 6, like level up timer. Nice. Ooh. If you hit that Q,
Oh,
it
it
would
was
have
an
been very
E.
nice.
Yeah.
And now, what would be a good ward now if we had
It would have
one?
been a phenomenal ward to put one here.
Yeah,
The
yeah, like a deep ward would be good.
yeah. I don't know where I'm going.
Okay.
There's no
I
need.
mean, you're not losing anything for it though. It's not a problem. Oh, we see her. Okay, we see her coming into her top side. Nope, she's going mid. I don't know. This Vi is a strange player. She might just die to carrying him.
No way.
Okay, keep practicing that trade pattern. There's some way you're not quite doing it, and then some way you're doing it perfectly. So you can just get a tiny bit more consistent with it.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, I was pretty sure I walked out of the E there, but I didn't.
It was right on the very edge.
Yeah.
You were so close.
It was just.
Also, it gets easier and easier when you get your plated steel caps because the move speed lets you walk out from the boots. Oh, he's no E. So this is like when Vayne wasted Condemn. Now he's like really in danger.
Yeah.
Now he can't get his cannon.
I'm trying to
Yeah, it's good.
trying just to zone him off because
Okay, now do we need to ward now?
no, because it's pushing back into us. So I'll wait until I'm on the next push and maybe try and
Yeah, you can save your ward for that.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh shit! I don't want two of those. I'll go for another longsword. I mean, we're destroying him.
Yeah, you're winning every trade.
In lane. Yeah. I think we just
And this, like what we did with like the Jax E thing, like we thought about it loading into the game. It's like, what's my trade pattern in this lane? And then you think about, well, what does Zhao Charming do? Okay, so I'm gonna try to do that, and maybe you won't get it every time, but the more times you try it, the better you'll get it.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Okay, so Vi is coming topside now. So this is our time where we're pushing out. So once you've killed these minions, it's a good time to look for that ward to help protect us.
Just the river one, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Covers that whole area. Come on, enemy minions. Focus the cannon, please. Make him miss it. No.
I know.
Would have been lovely if they targeted the cannon, but unfortunately not. Oh, it might just die to the tower. Nice. Oh, he flashed. Not a good flash. Flash for flash, not bad. Do you remember in the last week we had the Gnar matchup?
Yep.
And you traded flash for flash, and you could punish that?
Yeah, because I've got ghost and you got
Yeah.
teleport, yeah.
So let's try and do that while his flash is on cooldown.
Yep. Get out of the lane. Don't want you here.
He's absolutely bullying him now.
Just go away. Go farm jungle. Go help your Vi. All them camps are still up. Yeah, your cannon's dead as well. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Tell you what you're gonna do. Just sit there.
Oh. Nice, I like it. Yeah, just keep going. Oh, if that Q hit, he was dead. I think it also, we cancelled one auto attack. Is not ideal.
It was just, I think it was just because he was walking away. I'm not sure if I cancelled it or he was just not.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite see. Good night. Oh, I didn't get the
Not
fifth
quite.
stack.
Yeah, the Q hit with the handle.
Suck. Shit.
Okay, I mean, we haven't talked at all about respecting mid lane roams. That's
Yeah, I
that's
don't
another
know.
thing entirely.
Oh, that feels bad, but
It's okay. I prefer you to go for it and fail than like not go. Like the practice is good,
yeah,
and you're
that would have been a
still
phenomenal.
stronger than him.
Yeah, I mean, he can't. He's not going to be able to do anything to me by himself. It's definitely this is a problem. This Zed.
Yeah, the Zed is very very fed and might just win the whole game alone. But
Yeah, that's cool.
what can you do?
Oh wow, he's not recalled yet. Shame I haven't got Ghost. I'll run him down here like. Come on, recall in a brush.
See if we can find him.
No, he's gone down there. Oh dear. Still not gone back.
Oh, he jumped in. That was beautiful.
Oh, such a flash Q there.
Okay, well Zed is everywhere this game. Let's just let this wave come back to us because we don't want to die to this Zed.
Ulti and I killed them both there, I think.
Yeah, I
But
think so. Yeah.
I think I'm going to hard push this and recall for my uh, what do you call it? This thing, Tiamat.
Yeah. It's good. It's
Because
gonna
I
put
think
the.
he'll lose
Oh,
this,
he's gone
and
mid,
then
so he's just losing that whole wave.
he's gone mid. Lovely.
If you look at the CS right now, I would imagine you've got a massive lead.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
fucking nearly.
102 to 69.
Yeah, just destroying him. No, Mumu, no. Bad. What he should have been doing is that for that fight. Look how extended they are. But anyway, I'm no jungler. That's amazing. That's what we want to see. The Jax getting a double kill. And... Yeah, my fault. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely. Oh,
Absolutely.
I died to the Jacks that I had vision of for 5 years.
Yeah. I
How
mean,
dare you?
I did say don't go in.
Oh, yeah, I guess there's one more ward I neglected to mention. It doesn't happen until later into the game. But obviously, like right now, there's a herald up, so warding herald is actually quite valuable compared to like if there's no herald there, then that ward is completely dead. Drop it so it covers the river as well. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, if the herald's dead, that ward's completely useless. But while the herald's alive, it's quite useful.
Lovely. Blade of the Rune King. I need to back off because I might push it in and then. God, I'd still like you to jump on me though. I think I can still take you.
Yeah, I think anytime you're able to land that trade pattern of pulling him in his E and then dodging it, you should be winning. Pro. I guess you
I
can do
just
it.
saw it. He stuck around, so maybe
Yeah,
I should have not backed there. Although
it's
he's slow
okay.
pushing it, that's fine.
You correctly identified like your weakness, which is having no full item against his full item. Also, he sold his Doran's item to buy that, so he kind of lost some power as well. Could maybe fight him here. Nah, he's just leaving.
Buys bot.
Yeah, we're back to zoning again. Now that we've got a full item and we feel kind of strong.
No, 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 no. Bad jacks. Oh fuck.
So one thing you can look to do against Jax here is like there, he kind of walked into your stride breaker range, and if he does that, you can look to stride breaker and then walk up to him, and then just be ready to do your trade pattern. Okay, nice. Ideally, we would have hit the Q, but it's still good. You still won. So yeah, you see how like you can walk up and stride breaker, and then he's probably gonna E, like because he's like, oh shit, he's stride breakered me, and then you can look
Yeah.
to do the pull him out of his E thing, and then you can trade off of that.
Yeah, it wasn't clean, but it was a win.
Yeah.
Got him. Got him. But yeah, I think stuff like that is about knowing the matchups a little bit more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, still.
Once you know your matchups, you'll have like these CS that you're pressuring him off.
Yeah.
You'll have like a plan ready for what am I going to do if he does go for this CS. Because in a lot of them, it's going to be I'm just going to W slow him and then Q him. But in this one, you kind of want to save your Q because he can jump into it. You want to like pull him into your Q. Nice, we pushed the wave and we're getting a deep ward.
I won't put it here, just probably a little bit further up actually, because tower's gone. Nah, too long.
So yeah, this is the only issue with that ward. It's a good ward, but it's a long way. But it's fine. You're not. I don't think you'll lose anything for it. Just be careful that you don't have your ult for another 10 seconds. So it might be a hard fight if he chooses to take it. No, he's fine. So we'll try to get you to learn some matchup specific things as well. So what's one thing about Jax that like he has a big thing and it kind of determines whether you can or can't fight him. I'll let you play this first. Nice, really good. Can you get the W slot? Nice. A flash for flash as well. So there, in that scenario, Jax was really weak. Whereas if you tried to fight him after you came back after your ward, Jax was really strong. Do you know why that is?
No idea.
So Jax's passive, it stacks up to 8 times, and when he
Oh,
auto
right.
attacks, he gains attack speed. So he just pushed in a full wave, so he had 8 stacks of his passive. So he had a ton of attack speed. Whereas there, he'd just come back from doing nothing, he had no stacks of his passive. So if you can fight Jax before he can stack up his passive on the wave, he's a lot weaker.
Understood. Well, I think I'm just going to split, because if I can take Zed's pressure away from and just put it onto me, where I think I can handle him a bit better.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the dragons tally. Okay. So the last thing I think the last concept I want you to go away from this session with is something that we touched briefly on last session, and it's about mid to late game. And it's now from this point onwards, right? You just took the tower. I'd say from when you get the tower onwards, try to save your summoner spells if you can for the dragon fights, and try to be there as 2 summoner spell Darius on the dragon spawns.
Got ya.
Because if you can get your passive activated in a dragon fight and you're running around with your ghost up and you can flash on someone else, you can kind of just kill everyone. That's like the Darius dream, right? You get your stacks spread all around, everyone's getting executed with the resets.
Don't know what Katarina was doing there.
Yeah, she's just in the enemy jungle for some reason.
Oh, look at this. They're coming up towards me. No, they're not. See you later. Yeah, I know. Got not up. Ah, there it is. Do you know what? See what you got.
Ah, nearly. Okay, so as for obviously when you're in top lane, right? The dragon's on the other side of the map. It's a long way away.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell you for now, until we climb a bit higher, I think you can just constantly use the most simple way to do it. It's just before dragon, like maybe when it's like now you could start pushing, right? You're gonna push it all the way to his turret, and then you're gonna recall and spend all your gold, and then you're gonna leave the base and go to dragon. This is probably a kill if you can get near him.
Oh, wow.
You might still be
Any
able to
slow?
get him.
Nothing? Nothing? I don't want to use my ghost. Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
that's really good though that you don't use your ghost because it's much more useful on the dragon fight than it is to just kill Jax. Like
Yeah,
Jax gives you like what 300 gold, so
possibly. Why? Go in so deep. Oh, I don't want any part of this.
I think you can actually. Oh,
You know what?
Visor. Hmm. Good. Okay.
Come on.
Now I would do the thing, right? It's push the wave all the way to the tower, so the next one's coming. And then I would recall and spend your gold and then go to dragon. Now, a lot of the time your team aren't gonna do the same in this ELO, which is the problem. But at least if they are doing it, you can be there. The higher you climb as well, the more reliably the rest of your team's going to be on dragon spawn, and you can ping it as well. You can press tab and ping it at the top. There you go. Somebody pinged it. Oh, hello. No Tristana roll.
No, shit.
Nice backstep on the Jexy there. Nice. We got the dragon. Should probably go and defend this top lane now. Their strongest member didn't go to the objective, so I think Karina just dies. Oh. Ah.
Wasn't
I
expecting
like
Vi
the
just to be
attempt
there, but yeah.
for the Q flash.
Oh, please, did you have the ult up? You did have the ult up, did you, Moo? That's going to be so upsetting if you did. he could he could have had it, like, could have had 3-man stun and probably would have killed them all. But hey.
So we look at when the next dragon is spawning, right? It's in
Yeah.
4 minutes and 15 seconds. So the awkward thing now, because we went for that flash Q, is we're not going to have flash, but we will have ghost. As long as we save this ghost when it comes up for the dragon,
Yeah.
we're going to have ghost. But your games are not going to be very structured as well. The higher you climb, the more structured they are, the more they're about hitting these timings and playing for this. So I don't think it's not too bad in this elo either if you do just use your summoner spells to get like 2 or 3 kills. Like there, if you killed them with the Q, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's worth, absolutely. My bad, I just wasn't expecting Vi.
It's maybe another thing you can practice in the practice tool as well. Now that you've got your auto WQs down, is you can practice your Q flash at like different angles. So like doing it backwards, forwards, to the side.
Yeah, no vision though. What do you want me to do? Oh, lovely.
Nice.
I want to go push, but I also want to help.
Sorry, I've just been writing some notes for you as
Yeah,
well.
go for it.
We've got...
Come on, Katarina, let me have this, please. Thank you. Like, how hard are we winning if they take 2 people to come and shut me down in a side lane? Very hard. Shit. Oh well, they did nothing with it. Yeah, think you win this fight, Jax?
I think I'm done with notes now. I've got everything for you for when this game's done. Okay, so again, now I'm looking at, let's do that pattern of like ping the dragon and then we'll push this in and recall and go to the dragon, but also this is happening, so I guess you just go here. To some degree, you do have to embrace the chaos. Okay, not too bad. We could have played it a bit better if we got the reset onto the blitz. I just
If I had my flash, like in 1 second, I get a freaking pentakill there. Because they all just die to me.
okay. Karina got a double kill. We should be able to get the dragon now. That's the other thing as well. You can win a fight before the dragon and then just run across the map and get it. So
I mean, I would have destroyed them all there with my flash up, and it was just...
you would, yeah. But the good thing is, your ghost is just about coming up for the next Baron. So you like for the next Baron fight, you can have both sums.
Yeah. It's about... Oh, I need to push and recall. Yeah, I need to go push top. Oh, I probably should have gone bot if she was there.
Yeah, when you're in base and you're looking for like which side lane to go to, if someone's already in one of the side lanes, probably take the other one. But I don't think it matters too much.
Oh, please tell me you just kill her there.
Apparently, you
I
just
mean,
kill
I
her.
do.
Nice. That's their strongest member down. Should just be a win now. I don't think it's worth flashing for the Blitzcrank,
It
even
was
if you
not
do
worth
kill.
flashing there. It was not worth flashing there. My bad. Ah!
It's okay. It's like, it's a habit that's, it just takes time to break. Just understanding, like, oh, yeah, probably better if I don't flash for this.
We just.
Yeah, it's only Jackson Blitzcrank alive, so you can take this inhib easily. And then I would ping them to back off because the enemy team's spawning. You can go and do something. Like, there's not really anything else left to do in top. This is one major trap that people in low elo fall into, and I think you can win a lot of games in late game situations by trying to get your team to back off in situations like this and just go and play in one of the other lanes now. Because top's done. You've already done it. It's gone. The inhib's gone. But a lot of the time they'll like stay and try and end the game through top. Whereas you can just go now. You can use the fact that you've got the top inhib to go and get the other inhibs.
Yeah.
But here, just go ping Baron and try and get your team to play for Baron. Katarina's getting your bot push. You've got your ghost coming up. You don't have flash because we just used it. So this is one of those situations that like we're trying to avoid by saving it for the thing. Because this Baron's gonna do a lot for us if we get it. So you being as strong as possible.
Oh wow, he's starting it.
Yeah, you two can take it alone. You're very strong. Just have to be careful about the Vi coming in. Okay, you have to ping him back. You have to like play with your team now rather than flipping the Baron. Okay, I thought the rest of their team was going to come in, but they just left. Kill Vi, so she can't smite it. Okay, we got it anyway. And now I think we can just go mid and maybe end. No, the ghost nerfs. Why did they nerf Ghost? You would have caught him with the old Ghost. Because you would have had 5 extra seconds of Ghost. Okay. I think we won.
Oh, get wrecked. I was not in front of that minion. Yeah, can we just win this now?
Nice. Alright.
Ooh.
I've got a lot of notes for you this time, and I've got 2 things to practice in practice tool for you.
Yep.
I'll show you one of them first so that you've got an example to go off of. But I think both games today you played at such a higher level than you did last week. If we can do the same again next week and then the same again next week, you're going to be like, compared to where you started, you're going to be so far above.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's just going to be a case of play a lot of games. Because climbing still is a grind. It doesn't matter how good you are, you still have to grind up, but you'll have such a high win rate, I think, if we can keep this trajectory, because I think you're on a very, very good trajectory right now.
Good. Yeah, that felt good, that game. Even though like it's quite easy to get tilted when Zed starts smashing out double kills.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't.
Okay. Is my stream on?
One sec. Yes, I can see it.
Okay, cool. So last week we practiced in practice tool CSing without using W.
Yep.
This week what I want to practice is CSing under tower. So I just want to show you a couple of tips that can help you with CSing under tower, and then you can use that moving forward. So let's get the minions in the game. They're going to be in like a really weird formation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow push this one and hard push the next one, and that'll crash it into the tower and make it bounce back into me, and then it'll be under my tower so that I can CS under tower. So it might take a little while. But while I'm doing this, actually, I can show you the other thing. If I turn cooldowns on, the other thing that I'd like you to practice in practice tool is just your Q flashes. So just like this one and then this one, like different angles for it.
Yep.
Just getting it in all different angles and just get used to it. Because it's something that can surprise people, or like in team fights you can hit a big 3-man one. I'm gonna have to wait till the next wave now actually to crash because I was slow. I was thinking about Q flashing.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can just. I've got no cooldowns in practice also. So yeah, in team fights, if they're like this, you can try and look for one like maybe there. I got two, but you can sort of position dummies and be like, I think there's one like here. I didn't quite get that one. I don't
Yeah.
play a lot of Darius, so I'm not great at this, but I'm like passable. Like here, I'm looking here. I think there's one. Yeah, I got all three
Yeah.
there. Ah, I need to clear the dummies. Shit. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Otherwise, it wouldn't push back into me. Okay, so now if I skip 30 seconds, it should come into me. Maybe another 30. Maybe another 30. Okay, we're getting a wave under the tower soon. Surely. So yeah, this
Yeah,
can be a
massive wave.
little tricky to set up, but what you want to do is just push it into the tower and then let it bounce back. Like I did, and then it'll eventually come, and then we can start blasting on the tower. So the three things that I want to talk about are for a melee, it's going to be 2 tower shots, and then 1 auto attack will kill it. For a
Yep.
ranged, ordinarily it's auto attack plus a tower shot plus an auto attack. I need to put it back on so I can control the game. So here they're kind of, a lot of them are at kind of awkward healths where you see there I autoed first to set it up.
Yep.
And then this one I'm not going to be able to get, so I tried to W it. I'll turn my cooldowns back. I think with ranged as well, it's kind of hard for me to see with this shit all over my screen. Hang on. Now I can't control my character because I'm using the pen. So for the cannons, you're just going to have to use your best judgment. So like, I think one more. Ah, no, I missed it. But yeah, just practice like this, and then use your W as a reset. Kind of awkward because they're all at very awkward health thresholds. I don't know why. Normally this doesn't happen. But yeah, if we... How can I get it back into... That was a very, very bad demonstration, I'm sorry.
It's all right. No, I understand the I understand what you're saying with the melees versus the ranged.
Yeah, I'm not sure if your bleed makes it so that you only need 1 auto attack to kill. But the general thing is that a melee is going to take 2 tower shots plus 1 auto. A ranged is going to take an auto plus a tower shot and then plus another auto. So for ranged, you like prep them first by doing an auto first. I think for ranged on Darius, you could also just do turret shot plus W. I was going to do an A, but turret shot plus W probably gets you the range creeps as well. So you might be able to just do that.
Yeah.
So that's just an extra thing for you to practice, and practice that to the point where you don't do it as shit as I just did. And then
Yeah.
and then you kill it. So let me send you all this stuff in DMs as well, so that you've got it. I'll just put it on the screen as well, so that if anyone wants to watch the video can see it. And there you go. Do you have any final questions for today? Anything you want to go over? Anything you want to?
No, I think I feel the improvement myself compared to what was even from the NAR game to the I can't remember who the second.
It was Volibear, right?
Volibear, yeah. Even from the NAR game,
the first session.
Even the NAR to the Volibear, I felt it. But yeah, every kind of like I've been kind of messaging you after the game, saying that look, I feel a lot better. You can see it that I do. I'm not.
I could see it instant. Like in the first game, I could already see how much better you were.
So that's all. Like it's all good. It's just I think it's just like it's a grind. Yeah. So I'm sat in bronze. I mean, I know that that's just going to take time and games and keeping up these kind of fundamentals. I don't think I've got any major questions just now.
Okay, cool.
There's a lot of stuff I need to digest more than anything with the jungler stuff, and maybe just keep a notepad open.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put one more thing in the notes. I'm just gonna add. You'll see it get edited soon. For matchups, check how. I'll put Zhao Meng plays it, but you can use any Darius player. and then try to replicate it. So like there, the Jax thing, it was like we're loading into the game and we're thinking, what is my trade pattern? Let me actually write this. For matchups, load into game while thinking, what is my trade pattern? And then if you don't know, you can check how Xiao Meng plays it and then try to replicate it. Because if you go into a lane thinking, like that Jax one, you're thinking when he E's, I'm going to E him and then I'm going to Q him and then I'm going to chase him down. It's so much easier to play when you've already got that in your head than like just going in and being like blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
no,
that's the way you'll
I
learn
get
your
you.
matchups.
And that's exactly what I've been trying to do. I've been watching a lot of the Xiao Chaoming is one, and then I've been watching a lot of just like the replays that Domison replay
Yeah, the
uploads.
Domison videos. Okay, they're good
But
because they'll get you like a variety of different players.
yeah, but I do find that some of them can be quite weird
Okay.
because it doesn't quite go as you would have expected.
Yeah.
And then some matchups it was like a Darius versus a Teemo, which I was like, oh, that's great. I need to know how to play this game. And basically, his jungler came and ganked him 3 times, and he won the lane. So
Okay.
it's like, okay, cool. That's not wasn't as helpful as I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably try and look at a specific another streamer or two as well, or
Yeah,
content
I'm
creator,
not
just to see how
sure
they do it.
who there is for Darius. The only one I really know of is Xiao Meng. They used to be. I think there used to
Used
be
to be
one
one
called
dude
like
who used
Roku or something.
that's yeah
I can't really remember, but I haven't
yeah
seen a lot
Roku.
of
You're right.
Darius. But yeah, like have a little shop around, look around, and see if you like. There might be someone who, like Zhao Meng is rank 1 in China, right? He's going to be the best player, but there might be one that can help you learn more by being not as good a player, but they talk through their thought processes, so it's easier to digest.
Yeah, absolutely. There was the other one that I did see. I'm not subscribed to him. Let me just check my history. His name was what is no, I still can't see it. It's Alois or something like that.
Oh yeah, Alois, he's the Riven
Alois,
guy.
yeah.
He's very good at like fundamental top lane stuff. And he has been trying to do like unranked to master on a lot of different champions, but he's like I was watching his set one recently, and his set gameplay was not good. Like he's a very good top laner, but there's some champions that he just hasn't learned yet. But
Yeah,
that's kind of the point, is like you get to watch him learn as well.
that was the feeling I got with not with Darius. He was telling us stuff. It was like, oh yeah, I've only just learned this specific thing. So when I said about the E auto attack, wait till the slow's gone, and then W, I was like, oh, I didn't completely like um escaped me that E slows, because of course it does. It's
Yeah,
3
yeah.
CCs in one. So
Yeah, Alois
yes,
is a very, very good top laner. It's just he doesn't. He's not like mastered a lot of champions. I think he's one of the best Rivens in the entire world. So if you ever feel like learning Riven, which I probably wouldn't recommend until you're a bit higher rank because she's very hard. But yeah,
I think my whole thing about games like this is learning champions with a simpler kit,
mm-hmm.
like a Darius, or I guess even Set and perhaps Garen, although I don't really
I
like
think
Garen.
Garen's maybe too simple. I think Darius has like a really nice level of complexity where he's sort of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, there's nuances to Darius that you feel as though, oh well, I wouldn't have got that if I hadn't played 20, 30 games in a row,
Yeah,
kind of. So,
I think the
but
best, like some of the best champs to learn on are like Darius, Renekton, and Aatrox. They're like simplistic kinda, but there's lots of room for mastery on them.
so actually that does bring me on to a question that I've remembered now.
Mm-hmm.
So Darius's whole thing is it is this early aggression, dueling most champions at 1v1.
Yeah.
Who else does that? Because
Ooh.
if I need to learn another champion, I kind of want a similar playstyle, in the sense that Okay, cool. Darius gets banned from me. I can also play this level 1 monster as well.
Yeah, in terms of like really strong laners, level 1 monsters, I think you've got Olaf is really good at that. He's pretty similar to Darius as well. He also takes Ghost Flash rather than Teleport, so Olaf might be the most similar.
Okay,
Um,
good. I used to play a lot of Olaf back in the day, season 4.
okay, cool. Maybe Olaf's your best bet then. You can also play like that on Set. Set's quite strong in the very early game.
He has a really weird, like, you've got to make sure that you time his W correctly though, because if you do it
Yeah,
too early,
yeah.
you don't get that. And that's, I think, that's a mini game in itself.
I think
But
maybe
I
Olaf
hear,
might be your guy then.
yeah, perhaps I need to, because he's not seen much either, so I think it might be like
Yeah,
a bit of a
so
bogey
you could
pick for
maybe
it.
have like Olaf if they pick a matchup that you don't like with Darius, you could maybe try Olaf into it and see if you prefer that matchup. And
Yeah,
then also like if Darius is banned or something, you could pick Olaf as well, and then you've got two options because they are quite similar in playstyle. And then I can talk you through some Olaf specific things really quickly if you want now that you've got them to
yeah, go
pick
for it.
out.
Got another 5 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. So for Olaf, the main things I would try to remember are that you control how far your Q goes. So if you're fighting someone in close range, you don't want to throw a max range Q because then you've got to run all the way over there and pick it up.
Yeah,
The other
got
things,
ya.
the other things are your W is an auto attack reset, so exactly the same as Darius, right? You can use it
Oh,
exactly the same
perfect.
way, on the same button as well. Um, so your W gives you a shield and lifesteal, and you can use it as an auto reset, so you can like auto W people as well. Um, your ult is your CC immune, and it extends in duration. It only lasts 3 seconds, but you get an extra second every time you auto attack or E someone. And your E is just point and click. Your E is like a mini Darius ult, but the cooldown goes down every time you auto attack, so you can get lots and lots of E's off.
Yeah, that's a true damage shot in it. That,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's all about hitting your Qs to keep them slowed. And while you're doing that, you're getting as many auto attacks as possible in to keep reducing the cooldown of your E and extending the duration of your ult. Because your ult is your
Got,
CC immune.
got ya. Yeah, and he gets. Does he
I
passively
think he
gain armor and
gets
magic MR as well, doesn't he?
yeah, he
From
passively gains armor and MR, and then when he activates it, he gains a very, very short burst of move speed, and he gains attack damage while he's in it.
nice. Yeah, it might be. It might be another one then, because I think these champions which are early game, strong early game, and then can run people down, I'm very much enjoying. So
Oh, I
that type
just
of
thought
thing.
of someone while I was thinking of Olaf. I thought of someone who also plays a lot of Darius and Olaf. I don't know how many VODs they're going to be of him though, but the LEC team BDS have a top laner called Adam, and the guy is famous for playing Darius and Olaf. Like he's kind of the only guy that plays these champs in pro play. That's kind of his thing. He plays Darius and Olaf, so you can watch like VODs of BDS, the team. Maybe you can see him playing it there, or you can just look for BDS Adam solo queue VODs. That might be another guy to watch because he plays both.
Yeah, I think he's got a channel. Let's
Oh,
have a
has he?
look. Uh, yeah, I think this is him. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Adam League
I'm
of
not
Legends.
sure.
That
I'm
is
not
him. I don't
sure.
know what he's got. Oh, it's all in French though
Yeah,
because he is French. So if you can tolerate that,
I mean, I watch Jiao Chao Ming's
yeah, that's true.
without a
That's in
problem. So
Chinese, so I guess it's the
yeah,
same
that
thing.
and that's you no idea what he's talking about. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think okay, that's good to know that there is someone else, because I think I'm kind of going off the idea of Aurelia. I think she it was fun, but it's just not my play style. I don't think.
Yeah. Um, I'll give you this as well, just in case you do want to see any pro play games. That's just the list of games that he has played, Adam. He's not really played much Darius Olaf recently. He played an Olaf game that he lost against Giant X. So if you do want to watch the games, you just click where it says like on that Olaf game, you follow it across and it says Team BDS versus Giant X. You click it
Yeah, it
there,
tells you.
and then you should be able to view the game somehow, or you can just search for it on YouTube.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's just like his list of games. If you do want to go through that.
Awesome, nice one. Yeah, I think that was the only question I had. If you know, it's a second champ, because I'm all for being a Darius one trick, but
Yeah, I think it's
it's
good to
not.
have
Yeah,
a backup as well.
yeah, absolutely. No,
Okay.
cool. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Keep up the good work and keep improving because I think you are doing extremely well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll let you know about next next sesh.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever you got time, go for it.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Cool.
I'll see you
Catch
next
you later.
week.
See you. Bye.
Bye.